All right. Hello and welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the campfire. I don't listen. I've already messed it up. It's.
I thought you were gonna do so good.
I thought so
It's
too.
it's
I
supposed to
was
be welcome
welcome.
back to the
Welcome back.
Make Me Believe
Okay.
podcast.
All right. Let me try this again.
Okay,
Okay. Okay.
join us around the campfire.
All right. I got
Okay,
it.
you
All
got
right.
it. All right, and take two. Action.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Make Me Believe podcast. Please join us by the campfire as I tell my wonderful wife, Kaylyn. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Some scary stories and efforts of making her believe in the supernatural, paranormal, and frankly anything that goes bump in the night.
And cut. Good job.
Ah,
You did a
fantastic.
great job.
I did.
Great job.
All right.
Hi.
It only
So
takes
let's-
two now.
Let's give a round of applause to my wonderful husband Adrian. That's you. Wanna say hi?
Hi.
Okay, good job. I still don't believe in any of it, but it's fine.
Whatever. She can lie to herself.
I don't need to do that. I don't lie. Remember, I'm like one of the most honest people ever.
You are.
It's a little annoying for others, not me, but for others. They get a little upset when I'm like, no.
Yeah. People don't like honesty nowadays.
No, they don't. And
They
I don't
don't.
care.
It's I enjoy it.
I'm not a people pleaser.
You're not a people
I
pleaser.
am not.
Oh.
I don't care.
Okay. I like it. I am a little bit of a people
I
pleaser,
know.
but I do it put to a point.
To a point. You're
a
not as
point.
bad as you were when I first met you.
Oh my goodness,
You
that
were
was
so bad at it. I was telling somebody the other day about how you will openly tell people that you did not have a spine when we met.
I did not.
And you will openly tell people that I helped you build that spine.
You did. It was very nice. Now, as you have helped me grow my spine back,
Mhm.
I'm going to help you.
It's not
By-
gonna work. As soon as he said that, I knew where he was going. No, I am much nicer now with you, like as a person in general, than I was before I met you.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
I'm way more. I'm more relaxed than I was,
You
but then
are.
I'm stressed in other areas of my life.
Yeah. Your
Yeah.
your body is incredibly tight.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It is like all your muscles are just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
And it's.
It's been since I started doing the stretches and then got the inserts and stuff and the proper shoes. It's been getting better, but I would have just loved to have just it to only been plantar fasciitis and not the Achilles tendonitis and the venous insufficiency. And I already knew about the hip bursitis and I think it's piriformis muscle on the left side that's messed up.
I'm pretty sure you made up like 3 of those words.
I 100% wish that I made that up, but it is in fact unfortunately very true.
Ah,
And
So-
we went to, if anybody here is in the, which I think most of you guys probably are. I don't know. We have quite a few other places,
yes,
that
we have
people listen.
jumped. We have jumped up substantially around the world.
which is awesome. Welcome.
Hey.
So we are in the US of A, and here in the DFW area, I
That's in
guess.
Texas.
Yeah. Well, because there's Ren fairs everywhere else.
Yes.
But we have in the DFW area Scarborough Fair.
Yes, the
we-
Renaissance Festival.
Yes.
Ha ha ha!
And because apparently there's another like really big one in Houston that I've never been to.
I have not, but it is basically the same thing.
I think that's what Tartanic was talking about.
Oh, were they talking? I was just listening to the music.
Yeah, he talks in between songs. And normally they'll do a lot more when they can use the stage. But here on Saturday, which is when we went,
Mhm.
it was pouring down rain, cats
yeah.
and dogs. And so a lot of stuff wasn't happening. And this particular stage does not have a roof.
So
So,
yeah, they were huddled up in like a little.
yeah, that's
drinking-
for actually for the friends of the fair. So if you're not a friends of the fair, you actually can't even go in there.
It's
But
nice.
because of the rain, they suspended that.
Nice, I like it. It was really funny. The shift in us whenever we were there. So you went dressed up.
I did
You-
because I
Yeah, you went dressed up,
Yeah.
and then me, I went. I had a hoodie on because it was kind of drizzling,
yeah, it was cold.
and then I took my buddy Logan.
Yeah.
Shout out to the little Hawaiian Ninja there,
Hawaiian Ninja.
and me and him were just dressed normal, and then
Yes.
towards the end, you got cold.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, I did.
you were cold, and so
The
I
more
gave you my
m-
jacket.
The more miserable my feet got, the colder I got.
So I gave you my jacket, and then it was all rainy, and so I was getting soaked.
Mm-hmm.
And then Logan was like, "I can't do this. I need a hat." So he bought a pirate hat, as
He
one
did.
naturally does.
I mean, if he's gonna wear a hat, it might as well be a pirate hat.
Exactly.
I need to give him a feather.
Oh, we do need to get him a feather. Ah, how badass would a feather be?
Well, when we bring him back here again, we'll get him a feather.
We'll get him a feather. Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
We got you.
And then I was soaked to the bone.
I know, because you were so nice to let me have your jacket.
Yes. Remember that. Um, and I ended up buying this huge
Yeah.
freaking quilt.
I do want to measure that, like, for real.
Yeah, it's at least like 15 feet long.
It's
It's this huge quilt, but it was the only thing that would cover my head. And
Yeah.
so like I was like, you know what? This is gonna be the year where I finally buy something to cover my head
Yeah.
here. And I went to go get these what were they, cloaks? What were
Yeah.
they? Yeah, they were like hooded cloaks.
Yeah, they're cloaks.
Yeah, they were so cool. And I've always wanted to buy one, but I was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not that type of guy, you know? But it got so bad. I
Yeah.
was wearing 2 shirts, they were both completely soaked through. And
Yeah.
then I ended up buying this big ass quilt, and then he gave me this buckle to button it. And
You didn't have to pay for that?
no.
No way.
Yeah, he was super nice. Super
That
nice
was
guy.
I would expect that to be like $50 easy.
Oh no, never mind. Never mind. I did pay for it, but
Oh,
he gave me
okay.
a discount on it.
Oh, okay.
So I think it was like $40, and he gave it to me for like 20.
Damn. See, I'm good.
Yeah, you're
I
good.
am good.
So
I know how much this shit runs for at the fair.
so yeah, he was a very nice guy. And he fashioned me a cloak.
He did. It looked good too.
And so I came out of there looking
Sharp.
very nice. You came out of there with my Make Me Believe podcast hoodie,
Yes, I did.
and so we had a nice little shift.
Yeah. Well, we were headed back to that end of the park because we were going to pick up the candles that Lauren and Jimmy got. We were going over there because the Hawaiian Ninja wanted a sword.
Yeah,
we were
he
gonna
bought
go.
him a badass sword.
He did, and then we
That's
were gonna
cool.
go get me a cloak.
Yes, they were all
Um,
sold out because since it was raining,
Yeah, everybody was buying one,
everybody was buying
yeah.
a cloak.
and then Tartanic was playing at 3,
Yes,
and I
so
knew that, and so literally we're walking back over there. My feet hurt, but I'd taken out the inserts, which I had learned you should not wear inserts when it's muddy because your feet are overcompensating and it's a lot of pressure, and it was not
good.
we were in the middle of the jousting watching that, and I was like, screw this, I cannot stand here anymore, and I'm not sitting on the cold wet benches because I just know my body adapts to cold very well and it holds it for a very long time,
It does. I hate that.
and it'll start to go down the back of my legs,
Mhm.
and then it's going to go into my calves, which are already livid, and it's going to freeze them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not doing that, and that's going to hurt, and then I'm like, no.
So me and Logan were talking at one point. We were watching the joust. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." You know, it was just, we were talking like men. You know,
Yeah.
just manly talk. And then I looked over. I was like, "Huh?" And then he looked over. He goes, "Where'd your wife go?" I don't know. So-
Wow, it took you that. I thought you saw me walk off.
No, we did not.
Oh,
We
I
did
was a
not
sneaky ninja.
He was a little sneaky ninja.
Yeah, I know. I went to pretty much. We were on the far end of it. I went back to the middle.
Yeah.
To
That was-
sit because I was trying to find a bench that wasn't wet, and so I finally was under this big giant tree.
Yeah.
And
It was
yeah,
a good tree.
I
There's some
just-
good trees out there.
there are, but it was a lot of fun. So if you live in the area and you've never been, you should definitely go to Scarborough
Definitely.
because it is awesome. But they're only open on the weekends from the first weekend in April till Memorial Day weekend, and they're open that Monday for Memorial Day.
Mhm.
But then that's it, and then they're
That's
gone
it.
until next year.
Done.
And so
We were there for a while.
yeah, we were there for about 4 hours. Which
Yeah.
normally we're there anyway for that long, but we're not usually as miserable, and it doesn't feel like we're there that long.
Yeah,
But there's also a lot more to do when it's not piss pouring down rain.
100%.
So, but we've made a deal that next time we go, there's a Scottish dress that I have always wanted with a chemise that goes underneath it.
Mhm.
And
I know those words.
did you though?
Hmm?
Okay. And I've always wanted one I've been going to Scarborough for years.
Yes.
And so I was like, I want to get that the next time we go. And he's like, okay. So I'm so excited. I've never, ever had one before, and I'm very, very excited.
I'm excited for you.
Now,
Now, what?
Why did I have to wear a dress yesterday?
Why did you have to wear a dress? Because you burned yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
On
Gosh.
Tuesday, I accidentally gave myself a 2nd-degree burn on my leg.
Yes. Let the record show I was not home
He
and
was
did
not.
not do that to her.
He did not. I did it to myself.
You were What were you steaming?
So the oldest one is a little cheater pumpkin eater
Uh huh.
with schoolwork.
So, yeah, you were taping
I was taping his
over the
stuff up.
questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I discovered that the longer that tape stayed on the paper, the harder it was to get off.
Uh-huh.
So it would rip the paper. So
Uh-huh.
to prevent that, I was steaming them off, and then they would come off and I'd have no problems.
Got it.
So he had one last tape because when he does his spelling, they give him little like mnemonic things to help him with, how do we the double O sound
Okay.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And they give him that little phrase or whatever to help him so that he can hear all the different ways that those sounds come from in the different letters that make those sounds. And for
Yes.
him, he needs that because he's not very strong with his phonics.
No.
So, but because he will flip back to where that thing is instead of memorizing it like he's supposed to, he will just copy it and write it down. So I cover it up.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was taking his it's called a checkup, but it was his quiz.
Yeah.
He was taking that, and he goes back and he looks, and so I cover it.
Yeah. So you were steaming it off.
Yes.
And then something got on it.
So the steamer was I didn't really see any steam coming out of it, but I saw white flecks coming out of the end of it. And I was like, why? What is that doing there? I'm like, okay, so it just probably needs to be cleaned off. So I looked at it, turned it to the front, saw that it had the white flecks. Then I was like, okay, well I'll just wipe it off.
You wiped it on your
And then
leg.
I wiped it across my leg without even
thinking that
that was going to be hot because I didn't see any steam coming out of it.
It burns hot. Steamers are insanely hot. I had no idea that they were that hot.
Yeah, well, I do now.
Yeah, you
And
do now.
so does the second-degree burn on my leg.
Yeah, it's healing nicely, but damn.
It is, and it hurt at first because I didn't know that we had Neosporin.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we did, but I didn't know where it was.
Yeah.
And our 9-year-old, whenever he finds things that he can just spill all over his floor, he's like, "Let's go."
Yeah.
So I'm like, if he got a hold of that, especially this kid, if he gets hurt,
mm-hmm.
he will hide it. I don't know why. He got hurt one day and he disappeared. And he was supposed to be helping me with something. And then I heard him knock something over, and I was in the kitchen, and I went around the corner. I was like, "What are you doing?" Because he was somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, nothing." And I'm like, "Oh, nothing is lying to me right now. Come here. What happened?" And he's like, "Oh, I got hurt." And he had taken his finger because he'd cut his finger on something because he touched something he wasn't supposed to touch.
As we do.
Yeah. And then he had stuffed it in his pocket, in his pants. And I was like, "Dude, you're dirty." He had just been playing outside and digging with his stick to try to make a bow and arrow. And I'm like, you're dirty. You can't do that. We have to clean that now. And he goes, "How do we clean it?" I was like, "I get to dump peroxide on it." And he goes, "Oh, but that hurts." And I'm like, "Maybe next time don't hide your wounds from me and we won't have to do that."
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still gonna do it.
So he will try to bandage himself up by taking things to his room. He doesn't know how to do it very well because nothing ever stays on.
No.
But he wants to do it himself, which is great. But also you're 9 and you don't know exactly what you're supposed to be doing yet. So I didn't have anything on it for like the first, 5 hours, 6 hours almost. And then you got home and had burn relief Neosporin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we put that on there, and then I kept my legs elevated and Band-Aids and
the whole 9 yards.
yeah. Okay. So it's been fun. All the injuries, it seems to just be happening to me right now.
Yeah, I'm actually, I can't say I'm too thrilled about it, but I've been getting hurt less.
Yeah.
So it's a weird give and take.
Yeah.
You can give it all back. That's fine.
I will definitely give you this. No, actually, I won't, because you're kind of whiny when you're hurt. Like, yeah.
Rude?
I mean, you're not like, yeah, you're kind of a baby.
What?
Yeah.
It's the internal ones. That's when I'm whiny. It's whenever it's internal.
Yeah, that is true.
If I bleed,
you're fine.
I'm fine. I'm just
chop your arm off. You're like, I'm alright.
Yeah, I mean, I gashed the hell out of my arm changing the windows in the house, and I was fine.
You did that? Let me tell you what this man did.
Oh.
He did this. He was at home. I was at church with the children.
Yes.
45 minutes away.
Yes.
And he's like, "Hey, I need stitches." That's all I get from the text. Like, what do you mean you need stitches? What happened? Oh, well, I cut myself on the window. Okay.
Nobody was answering their phone. I tried to call you. You were singing in the choir, so you
Yeah.
didn't have your phone on you. I called your mom. She didn't answer.
Yeah.
Then I called my mom. She didn't answer. What? Because I was trying to call everybody because I have this massive, giant hole in the front of my house,
Yeah.
and I was the only one home.
Yeah.
And it was just horrible.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I need somebody here while I go to the hospital because
Yeah.
this is bad.
Well, and then you tend to just go to whatever standalone ER place you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do that, depending on where you go, the bill is ridiculous.
It is.
So I found the one that was on our insurance and I was like, go here. And you're like, it's closed. And I said, it's not. Go there.
Yeah.
And then
But
I left.
But I had sutured myself up just fine, bandaged up just fine. Doctor looked at me and he's like, if I touch your arm, I have to charge you. So let me look. And so he looked. He's like, you did good. All right, you're good.
Yeah.
Let's go home. I was like, sweet. So
Yeah, it didn't. And then I had to get the boys back from my mother after that because I was like, I need to go to the house. So the house was unattended for like 10 minutes between him leaving and me getting home. It's like, this is what happens when you're impatient and don't wait for help.
Yes, but whenever it comes to tummy ache, yeah, it's end of the world.
Oh my gosh, he's dying.
I'm dying.
And he will say that too.
I am.
So, he will get up to go get Tums, and I'm like, are you okay? I'm dying! You're really not, though.
That was insanely loud.
Listen, you can adjust that because you have skills.
Okay, all right.
But anyway, so you have some stories
I
for
do,
me.
yes. So let's
Yeah.
get off of all the injuries and all
Listen,
that's been happening, plaguing this family.
It's been a lot this week, guys. We just need an outlet for it, okay?
So
You are our therapist. Mostly mine, because Adrian doesn't think he needs therapy.
No,
He thinks he's perfect.
I am perfect. Okay.
Luis, tell Gracie.
All right, so
Her son needs therapy.
I have two stories today. We're moving past it. I have
so
two
rude.
stories for you today.
Are they longies?
They are not
Shorties?
shorties.
You only have two short stories? Then we
one
should
medium.
talk longer about our issues.
I have two mediums.
We're going to change the name of the podcast.
What?
I'm going to change it to
What are we going to change it to?
Kaylyn and Adrian talk about their problems.
Yeah, that's not going to be a big hit. Anyhow.
First off, we need to talk about the oven.
The haunted oven?
Yeah.
I still need to make an intro.
You do.
All right, what?
I gotta adjust it, but I made a homemade version of cosmic brownies the other day.
I'm so excited. I was so happy about that. It
Mm-hmm.
was so delicious.
Yeah. I was really excited. I was so proud. I got into a fight with Chad about it, though.
You're going to ruin us all.
Chad was being very dumb.
Oh, my goodness.
And Chat doesn't think. Like, you would think for AI that they would be a lot smarter than that, but they are really not.
You were going to kill us all, woman.
Because I told Chat, listen, they're too thick. And Chat goes, oh, well, that can happen with these. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. Get rid of the parchment. But you need the parchment. The freaking hell I do. So we argued. We're friends again, but we argued.
Goodness. You're going to kill us all.
Okay. So anyway, haunted oven over.
Okay.
So you have two medium stories. So he's lied to us already on this, guys, because he said no longies, they were shorties, but then he said they weren't short, they were medium.
I'm going to hurt you.
I had coffee at noon, so you can blame that for my abundance of energy.
Okay. All right. Are you ready?
No.
Yeah.
Are these mediums?
Yes.
Okay, did they end properly?
Sure.
He's getting agitated.
I so am.
This is fun, guys. Okay.
Are you ready?
Bring it on.
Here we go. Right, dear.
I gotta get my new piece.
Okay. Okay, so this first story.
Dungeon Marshal.
No. This first story is titled, I heard footsteps outside my door, but I was home alone.
Get a gun.
It is by Reddit user Brilliant Ring 8084.
Okay.
No, that's it. It's okay on that username. I liked it. I liked it. Brilliant Ring 8084. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
This happened in my final year of university. When I moved into a new student house in West Yorkshire City in January. It was a small old terrace place, about 15-minute walk from campus, and I was living with a married couple. On the day I moved in, they casually mentioned that the house made weird noises, mostly in the living room. They laughed it off as the vents, but the wife admitted she hated being there alone. The way she said it stuck with me. Like, she didn't really believe her own explanation. For the first couple of months, nothing obvious happened. But the whole time I had this constant, creepy feeling that I wasn't alone.
Ooh.
Not fear, exactly, just this quiet certainty that something was watching me. I kept trying to brush it off. I've lived alone before, even abroad, and I've never been the type to get spooked easily. But from the very first night in that house, I struggled to sleep because of it, and the feeling never left. Then there were the voices.
Nope.
I'd wake up between 4 and 5 in the morning to what sounded like two people having a conversation. One voice, a man's a man's was clearer, slightly louder than the other, but I could never make out any actual words. It always sounded just out of reach, like listening through a wall. At first I assumed it was my housemates downstairs. I never questioned it until they left. They went away for 2 months for PhD research, and the voices didn't stop. I remember the exact moment it clicked in. I woke up hearing them again and just laid there thinking, wait, they're not here. As soon as that thought fully landed, both voices stopped instantly, like they knew I'd realized.
Oh shit.
After that, it wasn't every night anymore, just once or twice a week, almost like whatever it was had become more careful.
That's great. Love that.
A few weeks later, something happened that I still can't explain. It was a Saturday. I'd spent the day cleaning and went up to my room around 5 p.m. After a video call with my boyfriend, I laid down in the dark. I laid down in the dark with a migraine, waiting for painkillers to kick in. Then, I heard footsteps,
No, you did not.
clear as anything,
Mm-mm.
slow, deliberate footsteps coming up the stairs towards my room. My bedroom was on the top floor. There was nothing up there except my room and a small landing, and I just knew no one else was in the house. I jumped up and went straight to the door. It was locked. I stood there in the dark, just staring at it, listening. The footsteps didn't stop. They paced up and down right outside, back and forth, back and forth. I could hear something else too, like fabric brushing along the wall as it moved. Not rushed, not random, just walking. There were no lights on, no voices,
Nope.
just that.
Mm-mm.
It went on for a couple minutes and then suddenly stopped. The silence afterwards felt worse. I called my boyfriend straight away, whispering that I thought someone had broken in. We tried to make sense of it. Maybe it was the neighbors. Maybe someone with a key, but nothing really added up. Then, while I was still on the phone, it started again.
Oh hell no.
Louder this time. Loud enough that he heard it too. That's when I called the police.
Yep.
They arrived within 10 minutes and asked me to come downstairs to let him in. I didn't want to leave my room. I was convinced someone was out there, but staying put somehow felt worse. So I went. I had my laptop open with my boyfriend still on the call as I stepped out and started down the stairs. Everything was quiet. It's too quiet.
Yeah.
And then halfway down, as I lifted my foot to take the next step, I felt something pull my leg.
Yeah, oh hell no.
Not a slip, not a misstep, a pull, sharp and sudden. Right as my foot was in the air, I went down hard, falling several steps onto my back. The pain was instant, but the shock was worse. My boyfriend heard everything through the call. I still told him I tripped. I got up somehow and let the police in. They searched the entire house. Every room, every cupboard, even the cellar. No one was there. No signs of forced entry, nothing out of place. I explained the noises and that my boyfriend had heard them too. The officer was kind. Said it could be the neighbors. Old terraced houses carry sounds in strange ways. He mentioned they get calls like that sometimes. I nodded along, but I didn't tell him about the stairs.
Why?
I've never fallen like that before, or since. It didn't feel like losing my balance. It felt like something timed it perfectly, like waiting until my foot couldn't catch me. I later found out I fractured my tailbone. It still hasn't fully healed. After that night, the voices came back. Not every night, just enough. Enough that I'd wake up and lie there, completely still, listening, too scared to move until they stopped. I left for Easter not long after that, and didn't come back until my housemates returned. I never told them what happened. I didn't want them to think I'd lost it, or worse, to make them feel the way I had in that house. I've always been a rational person. I don't jump to paranormal explanations, but I've never been able to explain any of this. And I can't shake the feeling that whatever was in that house noticed me noticing it. The end. Oy.
You need to call a priest right now.
Yeah.
Right, move. Get the hell out of there. Absolutely not.
That was
Nope.
such a
Nope.
it was very well written.
Nope.
Um
Nope.
sounds like a
Nope.
sounds like a real happenance, a real occurrence.
First off, you need to get some new police, because if they're really going to be like, hey, we know you think somebody's in your house, but we need you to come out of the safety of the space you're in, go into the open space where the bad guy is, and open the door for us, you need some new cops.
Well, how are they getting in?
Freaking break the door.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they could have. They definitely could have. How are you gonna explain that? Oh, I don't know. You think the
She wouldn't have
owners?
fallen down the damn stairs, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that it's true. True.
Freaking send the cops the bill. This is because y'all wouldn't come in the door. Chicken shits.
Well, no damage to the property was done.
No,
So
just the
that's good.
tailbone.
Just their tailbone. Yes.
Yeah. Lead to more complications in life, as we're recently learning. Body parts ain't cheap. You screw them up, costs a lot of money to fix them.
Yes.
A lot of money.
Yes, my money. My
Your
knee.
your money is
My money.
your money's hurting.
Yeah, my money is. Yes, that is 100% true right now. My knee is hurting.
Your knee is hurting.
Yes, my knee is hurting. My mouth.
Oh yeah, you have physical therapy.
I do have physical therapy
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Isn't that exciting?
That's so exciting.
I'm so excited for you.
That being said,
New cops.
new cops. Is that
Those
just what you need?
cops that were there should be fired.
They searched everything.
Yeah, but they didn't. They caused her to fall down the stairs. See how passionate I am? I got loud.
You guys are it's very ouchy in my ears. I don't know why I said it like that, but I'm sticking with it. You know, ouchy in my ears. All right, got it.
Because to me, if somebody calls the police
Uh-huh.
and they say, hey, somebody's in my house, or I think somebody broke into my house, I'm hearing noises, footsteps, all sorts of things. My boyfriend is on the call.
Mhm.
He can hear it too.
Mhm.
You should know, one, shouldn't take you 10 freaking minutes to get there.
Hey, sometimes police are busy.
And when you get killed, the family can sue you or what?
I don't
Because
know
you
what to
didn't
tell you.
show up on time? What
Listen,
happened?
they got there when they got
This is
there.
why people should have guns.
Oh, it's England. It's in the UK.
I know. There's different rules there, which...
There are much different rules there.
Yeah, we don't want to get me started.
It's not Texas.
I know. In Texas, everybody has a gun.
Everybody
My florist has a gun. No, I don't have a florist. Although I would love to have some carnations. I do love a good carnation. You haven't given me flowers in like 5 years.
All right, we're going to move past that.
So you hear that, y'all? So rude. So rude.
Whatever.
No, but you should have some sort of weapon or something if you're hearing noises.
Mm-hmm. An axe handle. Not the axe. The axe handle.
Baseball bat.
Axe handle's better than a baseball bat when it comes to self-defense. It is more aerodynamic. It's narrower. It's easier to hold. You can put some weight on it. And whenever it hits, Since it's not completely rounded, it's...
Listen, I'm going to have a serial killer moment here.
I've had this conversation with many military personnel. And
they agree with you?
They've 100% agreed with me.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. But I always imagine if I was a serial killer,
I
would use a baseball bat.
Okay.
Which is interesting considering I hate the human body and the noises that it makes.
Okay.
And when you're like murdering somebody with a baseball bat, I would imagine it doesn't sound very good.
I'm glad you threw I would imagine out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could never actually do it. I care about human life too much.
And you have those... Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I just could never do it. But, when you're watching like serial killer documentaries and you're like, man, I wonder why they chose to use the garrote to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I wonder why they chose an axe.
No.
And you're like, well, what would I choose? Apparently, I settled on a baseball bat a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I used to watch a lot of serial killer documentaries.
Okay.
They're fascinating.
They are very fascinating.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of fascination, are you ready to get into this next story?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, you still want to talk about this one?
This
is a great story.
I would like to know if this person still lives there.
Yeah. Are you still in England? And if so, why?
Clearly, you should move. It's not safe. Things are pushing you down the stairs, and by things, I mean humans.
Yep.
Maybe it was your roommates that like left, and then they showed back up, and were doing a practical joke to make you feel like you're losing your mind.
Oh, that's
maybe you were part of their like a study.
Maybe they have like a secret room that they never told you about, and they've been talking in the walls
just to scare the shit out of you.
Oh, that is great! Like that's their thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
now we don't like these roommates. You need to move and get away from these people. They're not safe.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Listen. There's a movie idea here.
I'm pretty sure that's been done.
Has it?
I'm pretty sure.
I'm like 80% sure that that's correct. It has been done.
Okay.
Me being the movie buff I am, I will find out.
Okay.
We will get into this.
Okay.
Now.
Move. Call a priest. Do all the things.
All the things. Go for it.
Get it done.
Are you ready for the next one?
Bring it on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my newbie.
Okay. Okay. So, this next story is titled The Book.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
It is by Reddit user Abazaba77.
Take it back to the bookstore.
Abazaba.
Nope.
Abazaba.
You did not make wise choices.
Abazaba. I love that username. I've been saying it for a couple of days now. Abazaba.
Is that anything like the Hara Sushi or whatever?
Oh, Hara Sushi.
Yeah, that one.
I love Hara Sushi. It's a great place. I couldn't stop saying the name over and over again. It was quite an obsession. And I loved it.
Good food.
Great food.
People were nice.
Yes. Okay. So the book. Here we go.
No.
Yes. Don't read it before bed.
Don't read it at all.
That's what the man at the stall said. He said it the way you say it about cheap wine or a bad film. Offhand, not quite meeting the eye. Daniel bought the book anyway. No title, no author, spine worn smooth, £3. He read it before bed. Ritual of Fear Cleansing. The first page said that. Below it, Simple practices: light a candle, breathe slowly, name the thing you're afraid of, and let the name sit in the air until it loses weight. Gentle stuff, almost therapeutic. He noticed the ink looked fresh. He touched it, faintly tacky, as if someone had written it hours ago in warm, humid air, and it hadn't quite dried. He checked the publication page, blank. He checked the front, the back, nothing. The paper was old, the ink was not. Some of the words were crossed out in the middle of sentences without explanation. One word struck through, and another written above in a slightly different hand. He couldn't he couldn't always tell which version had come first. He fell asleep with the light on. The next morning, the book was open on his kitchen table. He was certain he left it closed. He was also certain of the page. He marked it with the receipt. The receipt was on the floor.
Uh-oh.
The page was different. Rituals for overcoming fear of the dark. He sat down slowly. He had always been afraid of the dark since he was 6 years old. He did not discuss this. He slept with a light on. He had done so for 23 years and had told precisely nobody. The ritual described was simple. Turn off every light in the flat. Stand still for 60 seconds. Repeat a phrase designed to, in the book's careful language, reframe the darkness as neutral space rather than hostile presence. It was the kind of thing a therapist might suggest. Careful, incremental, reasonable. He turned to the next page. Do not turn around if you hear footsteps.
What the fudge?
No context. No explanation of whose footsteps, or when, or in what circumstances this warning applied.
Nope.
Just the instructions. Alone on the page, in ink that looked wet. Wetter than the rest. He closed the book.
Set it on fire.
That night, his nightlight was off when he woke. He hadn't switched it off. The flat was dark and silent in the way flats are silent at 3 a.m. Not empty silent, but held silent. The silence of air that had stopped moving because something in it had paused. Then, footsteps. Bare feet on the hallway floor. The soft compression of weight, moving slowly. Not towards him, not away. Circling, as if whatever made them was orienting. He did not turn around. He lay on his back and stared at the ceiling in the dark and counted. He got to 312 before the flat went quiet again. He did not sleep after that. At 6 a.m., the nightlight came back on itself. He did not open the book for 2 days. When he did, the page had changed again. Rituals for overcoming fear of loneliness. He put the book down, picked it up, read it again. He had never told anybody about this. The specific dread of an empty flat, of evenings that ended and no one knowing how they ended. The fear that ran under everything else. He had never named to another person because naming it felt like an invitation. The book described it precisely. The way it peaked on Sunday evenings, the television left on for company, not approximate, specific. His. Do not stay alone after dark. If you feel a presence, do not run. Loneliness draws what you fear the most. He read that last sentence 4 times. He looked around the flat. The afternoon light was ordinary and clear. He was alone, as he was always alone, and the flat showed no evidence of anything that shouldn't be there. He called a friend. He didn't say why. They talked for 40 minutes, and he felt better, and afterwards the feeling of being watched returned immediately in the silence after the call ended. He heard the sound at 2 a.m. Not footsteps this time. Rustling. Paper. The book was open on the kitchen table. He'd left it in the bedroom. The pen he kept by the phone was moving. He stood in the doorway and watched it. The pen was horizontal, pressing into the paper, moving in deliberate strokes. Nothing was hiding it, holding it. He could see the page clearly from where he stood. He could see letters forming. He crossed the room and looked. Rituals for overcoming fear of... And then his name. He is afraid of himself. He closed the book. He held it closed with both hands and stood there for a moment. Then he put it in a bag, tied the bag, and took it downstairs to the bin. He slept without the light that night. He couldn't explain why. Exhaustion, maybe. Or something else. He woke once, briefly, and the flat was dark and silent, and he thought, the book is gone. Whatever it was doing is gone with it. He went back to sleep. And in the morning, the book was on the kitchen table.
Oh, hell no.
Open.
Hell no.
He looked at it from across the room for a long time. Then he crossed to it. The page turned on their own as he approached. Slowly, steadily, as if someone was reading ahead and knew the place he needed. They stopped at a chapter that had not been there before. He knew every page. He checked twice, once out of anxiety, once deliberately. This chapter had not existed. The final ritual. 1. Stand before the mirror. 2. Turn off the light.
No, don't you dare.
3. Speak your name.
Don't do it.
4. Wait for the answer.
No, you will not.
He read it again. He understood it was a trap. He understood the way you understand when something wants you to do a specific thing. Not because it makes sense, but because the pressure towards it is unmistakable. The room felt dense. The air had the quality it had at 3 a.m. That held quality. That paused quality. All the lights in the flat went out simultaneously.
Oh, hell no.
In the bathroom mirror, he could see it from the hallway. Angle of reflection, the glass catching the gray from the window. His shadow. His outline, his shape, but the shadow was still when he moved. He took a step.
Out.
The shadow didn't.
Get out.
Then it did. One beat behind, like an echo. From the mirror in a register just below what should be there. What should be possible. I'm here.
No, you're not. Get out.
He closed his eyes. He kept them closed. He stood in the dark hallway with his eyes shut for a very long time. And when he opened them, the lights were back on, and the bathroom mirror showed only him, moving when he moved. Silent. He threw the book away again that evening. Different Ben, 3 streets away. He walked home without looking back. It was on the kitchen table in the morning, open to a new page.
Burn it.
A. 'Ritual for overcoming fear of running. He sat down across from it. He didn't close it this time. He's still sitting there. The stall has no permanent location. It appears at the weekend market on Saturdays and is gone by noon. The man who sold the book has not been seen at the market in 6 weeks. Other vendors describe him as quiet, consistent, always selling the same stock. They cannot agree on what he looks like. None of them remember selling a book without a title. One of them says he always kept one book behind the table, below the display, that he never showed customers unless they asked. She cannot remember what it looks like at all. She thinks it may have no cover at all. The end. Okay.
Absolutely freaking not.
No.
No.
No, absolutely not.
No. Okay. So the end of that. So he's still sitting there staring at this book.
Yeah. So he's there. He's enthralled by this book, or maybe he's given up hope, and he's just sitting there.
He's just
staring
refusing
at
to cleanse it with fire.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. Because that last little bit seemed like it was like an overview, kind of like
a news report,
or like the end of like a dramatic movie, where the narrator is saying. So you remember the psych episode, Tuesday the 17th?
Yes.
And then at the end, you just hear the music as they're staring out over the lake.
Yeah.
I just imagine that kind of thing where like it's a camera on him sitting at the table, and the narrator, it's fading out from him, and the narrator is explaining. Nobody knows really what this guy looks like. Nobody can really tell you any of the books.
Okay,
that's kind of how I pictured that at the end.
Okay, I like that. I was going for like more of a I don't know, maybe an article of some sort.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. He needs to get the hell out of Dodge. Move. Set it on fire. If it likes your dining room table so much, your kitchen table so much, move.
Yeah.
Just move.
Just move.
Yeah.
You're done.
No forwarding address. Don't write anything down.
This is the second story we've told somebody to move this episode alone.
Listen, when things start to get a little funky, you need to get the hell up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
go.
Is true. Let's go.
This is 100% true.
I told you yesterday that I think our neighbors are too close.
Are too close?
Yeah, yes, we just need to move. Like, let's move. People are too close to me.
We can open up this window right here, and you could see into the kitchen of our next door neighbor.
Yeah.
And it's within, what, like 10 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Too close.
Yeah.
All right, let's go get a plot of land.
Yes! I just hiccuped.
Was that what that was?
Yeah.
I was like, that was really loud for what you usually do.
Yeah. I hiccuped. At the same time, like, the end of that was like,
Yeah. You're adorable.
Yeah. He needs to move. Needs to move. At least he knew it was a trap.
Yeah.
And wasn't like, it seemed like after the first time, he was like, this seems a little sketchy. I don't want to follow these rules anymore. And then didn't do any more of these rituals. Like, I am all about improvement and self-help and all that. Like, go for it. You want to get over a fear?
Do it.
But you shouldn't be getting a sketchy-ass book from a sketchy-ass stall at a sketchy-ass market.
That's where the best books are.
No.
Yes.
No.
No?
No.
Where are the best books
not.
then?
Go to the library where you can put that shit back.
The haunted books.
No.
Does the library have a haunted section?
Dude,
what?
Listen to me right now.
Okay, I'm listening.
There is a library here in the area. I'll find it and I'll tell you what it is. But they have ghost cameras.
I've heard. Wait, have I heard about this?
I don't know if you've heard of it. But it's here in
so.
the DFW area.
I like it.
They literally have ghost cameras throughout the entire library because they firmly believe the library is haunted.
We're going there.
In the library, it's really funny. The inside of it gave me It vibes.
Oh.
From the new one.
Yes.
Yeah, it was giving me It vibes.
I like it.
Yeah.
That's such a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Ugh, clowns.
If anybody remembers that before we can find it, let us know what the name of it is.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but there is literally one. But you just put that book in that library, and they actually don't because that's in my state. But, just burn it.
Burn the book.
Quit putting it in the trash can because clearly that's not working.
It's not. You tried it twice.
And it didn't work.
I was like, okay, so will the third time be fire? Do you have to try it a couple of times? How many times is too
When
much?
something starts acting weird, you just set it on fire.
Okay,
And if you need a pyro, I have one in our house, and you
we
can
do.
borrow him.
We do. He is 9 years old.
He likes to set things on fire
Yes.
in a fire pit.
And he
Let's
did,
let's
yes.
specify that he does. He likes the fire contained.
Yes, it's 100% true. He did practice safety that way.
Yeah. He
We
just
had
thinks it's cool.
we had a fire going the previous night.
Yeah.
And we had a couple friends over. We had a little fire, and then the next day, he threw the can of lighter fluid in there, and it was still hot.
And he was throwing the dog's toy
Yeah.
with her out back.
Yes.
So he threw that and her toy in there.
Yes. And caught a fire, and he comes into me. He comes over as I'm in the kitchen doing this little project.
He was
goes,
4.
Yeah, he was 4 at the time, and he goes, "Dad, I made a campfire." I go, "Okay, that's weird." And then I look, and the kitchen
Window.
looked right out to where the fire pit used to be,
Uh-huh.
and then I just see 10-foot tall flame, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And I just run out there. I was like, "What'd you do?" He goes, "I made a campfire, Dad." Because we want to do s'mores, and I'm like, "The hell is wrong with you?"
It was like 11 a.m.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. So we don't tell him that story now.
No.
Because
We
he'd
don't
try
want-
to do it again.
Yeah, probably.
And we don't want him to do that. But,
Yeah.
he will gladly set the book on fire.
100%.
Yeah. And it'll be okay.
yeah.
But
So how many times? You didn't really give me a.
the first time something does something weird, no.
So if I throw away a book and then it ends up
You
back
set
at
it
the
on fire.
house, immediate. fire.
Immediate, yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure we're on the same page
Do you remember
because I don't mess with that.
there was a story some years ago
Uh-huh.
where this little girl got an Elsa doll? Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember that.
And the mom was like, "No, we're done with this." Like, I think she threw it away and it kept reappearing.
Yes, and then
It was that the one that she gave to her brother and he like put it on the front of his truck. Was that the one?
maybe that sounds very familiar, but then it started speaking Spanish.
Yes, and it doesn't come with that. At
No.
least where she was, it didn't
Yeah.
come with the ability to speak Spanish.
Yeah,
But she was like, "Nope, we're done.
mm-hmm.
Just set it on fire." And what is with this mirror? Why does everything want you to do stuff in a mirror? Like Bloody Mary, like in a mirror.
I know.
I used to do that.
Like explains a couple of things, but
What are you
I don't
doing
know.
with your pants?
I don't know.
Fix your feet.
I was warm, and so I started rolling up my pants. It's a weird day. It's just
I'm
a
gonna
weird
need
day.
you to fix that. I can't
You
focus.
can't focus
I
on
can't
it? This
focus.
is my legs?
I don't like it.
All right, fine. It's fixed.
Okay. I don't like it. It was uncomfortable for me.
Okay, whatever. All right. Okay. Are you ready for some updates?
No, I have a story.
What? You have
Yeah,
a story?
I do. I
You
do.
shut your mouth.
So I decided that I was going to read one by John Russell.
John Russell from the
Butchered Writers.
The Butchered Writers.
Yeah. So he sent the load. What would you say? Group of stories?
A
Load of
collection.
stories? Collection. That's the word.
There you go.
In the collection of stories that he sent, I saw one that I was like, "Ooh, that looks cool," and I was looking at it and I want to read it.
Okay.
So
all
I'm
right,
gonna read
very-
one from that.
All right.
Yeah, this is exciting. Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
I gotta get
can I ask a
comfy.
question?
I'm not ready.
You're not ready.
I gotta
okay.
get. Listen, you've got your thing. I got
Okay.
my thing. Why are you trying to rush my
I'm
thing?
sorry, I didn't mean to.
What happened when you rushed me yesterday?
You left without
A jacket.
the jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Just leave me alone.
Okay, fine.
Let me do my thing.
All right, fine. My bad.
Good gravy. This is why we can't have nice things, Adrian.
I know, right?
I would like to give a shout out though. So we had a long day the last couple days.
Uh-huh.
And so we went to bed before 9
Yes,
last night.
this is so great.
And we woke up at 6 a.m. because the dog threw up
Yes.
3 times.
Ugh, poor puppy.
And so her tummy was upset. She's okay now.
Yes.
But then we fell back to sleep. And then Adrian over here woke me up at 9 a.m. because he was snoring so loud.
Allegedly.
And then I was like, okay, well, I've got stuff I've got to go do. So I left.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I texted you. Oh, I asked you to go put her stuff, the stuff that she threw up on, in the washer,
Yeah.
dryer, blah, blah, blah. And he said, yeah, I'll do that. And I said, okay, I've got so much stuff to do today. And he goes, well, what do you have to do? And I sent him the list of all the things that I wanted to get done today.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, okay, well, if you pick up food, I'll get started. And I was like, that's a great deal.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
So he did. He cleaned both bathrooms.
Woo woo.
He was sweeping the floor when I got home.
Mm-hmm.
The living room was picked up,
Mm-hmm.
and the kitchen table was a lot of that stuff was already. It wasn't too bad when you get all the school stuff off, but he was cleaning that up, and then he put some tacks in my screen door.
Mm-hmm.
So just giving a shout out to how awesome Adrian is. And now I'm gonna scare the ever living crap out of him.
I'm ready.
Are you ready for this?
Bring it on.
Okay. Okay, so this story is titled Bedtime Routine
Ooh.
by John Russell.
Ooh.
Still love this dude's name.
Can I get a Snoopy over here?
Oh, you want what Snoopy do you want?
I want the Red Baron.
You want the Red Baron Snoopy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You gotta put him on here and then just go like he's shooting.
Okay.
There you go. You can hold him now.
All right.
Okay. See, now you see why I put him there.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Ready? Good night, Riley, her mother said softly. Will you look before you go? Her mother was quiet. Please, 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 please. Riley would never go to sleep without her nightly check under the bed. Her mother got down on her hands and knees and lifted the covers. Nothing there, just like every other night. I saw her for real this time, Mommy. She hid when you came in. Look again. Still nothing there, Riley. She didn't see anything, but the smell of plastic gave her pause. She took a deep whiff to be sure. It reminded her of when she'd buy a new shower curtain for the bathroom. A plastic smell never hurt anyone, though. She used the bed to help herself up and said, Now, go to sleep. You didn't see her? Or smell her? Riley asked. Maybe you don't see her because she looks like you, but I know it's not you, Mommy. What do you mean, she looks like me? Her mother froze when her own voice came from the living room downstairs. Are you ready for me to tuck you in, Riley? I'm coming up. The end.
Oh, no. No, I was not ready for that one.
I know you weren't.
Ah.
I loved it.
And you know what? The funny thing is I've read these stories because they send them in, and it's.
You do it, but what's great is you forget.
I do. I have a horrible memory whenever it comes to like the stories I've read. Anytime I pick like new stories, I go through all my inbox, and I'm like, oh, this is a great story, and I'll put it in, and then I'm like, wait, this seems familiar, and then I have to go through all the episodes we've done. I've now created a list.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Good. We need that. You got to have a directory and all that.
Yeah. So
I offered to do that, but you said no.
I know. He
regrets it now.
I do. That is a scary story. So who was the real mom? Was it the one in the room?
The one in the room.
She was the real mom.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know.
That's what I would say. I would think that because she says, I know it's not you.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. You didn't see or smell her?
Yeah, that's weird. And then she's smelling the plasticky.
Yeah.
So was she like smelling herself?
No, I don't think so.
No? That's what I don't know. That's what I'm leaning on. Like maybe it's a I don't know. It's creepy.
Uh-huh.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, okay. That's good.
I'm going to tell Noah that story.
Mm-mm.
And I'm going to have him do that to you when you tuck him into bed.
No.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's going to get a kick out of it, too. He's going to have so much fun with that.
Ugh. Horrible.
I know exactly what I'm going to tell him to say, too.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, you don't.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
You're not.
Tuesday night's going to be so fun.
Whatever. Okay. Great stories all around.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. That's how I spelled it the other day. He asked me, he says, Mom, how do you spell beautiful? And I was like, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, huh?
He's seen Bruce Almighty. Don't let him lie to you.
How old was he when he saw that?
All right, that's fair.
Kid doesn't remember what he had for lunch yesterday.
That's fair.
Okay. All right, so do you have updates for me then?
Oh, I do.
I love updates. May I have my newbie back, please?
Oh, yeah. Here's your newbie.
Yeah. He didn't like it over there.
Okay. Let's see. Ghost and Alien.
I really hope that person did not take offense to me.
From what I gather, no.
Okay. Phew.
All right, so we did the fisherman and...
Normally you have these in line. What's going on?
I don't know what's happening today.
Where are you at? Wake up.
All right. So... All right. This one, this first one It's really quick. It's just it's from Pet My Puppies.
Okay.
Um,
And what was that story again?
that was the Alone on the Water.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
That was such a good story.
No.
Yeah.
What's with you people and the damn footsteps, man?
Right? Footsteps can be it's such a simple thing, but it really draws you. All right, it's just a quick simple thing. It's just I see my username took a second. LOL. Story sounded good. Thanks for reading mine. Just something very nice and simple.
We like a good username.
Yes, 100%. And that's it.
What?
Yeah,
That's
that's
so
the only
rude.
one
Where
I
are the
have
rest
so
of them?
far.
I'm just kidding.
Let's see. I
So
did 2
rude.
stories last week,
Yeah, because I had mine.
and you had yours. And the other one he hasn't looked at the message yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So we don't know.
we don't know.
We don't know if he got offended.
Yeah, that's the
Or
one.
maybe he did.
Maybe.
And he doesn't like us anymore.
Oh, that made me sad.
Oh. At least you didn't call us asshats.
Yet.
Yet.
Okay, well, this has been a great episode.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's plug away at the other podcast I'm on real quick.
Oh, yes. The Chills and Thrills podcast with you and Connor.
Yes, the Chills and Thrills podcast with me and Connor. How'd you know I was talking about that one?
Because it's the only other podcast you're on.
This is 100%
And,
correct.
you know,
Yes.
it's a good one.
It's not the only other podcast I have been on,
That is true.
but it's the one that is ongoing at the moment.
Yes.
Yes.
And so what do you do on the Chills and Thrills podcast?
So me and Connor, we talk about movies. We right now we are focusing on the Rocky
Aw, yeah.
franchise. Yes, we're focusing
Finally,
on
we're into something I'll watch. Willingly.
Yes, we have to watch the next Rocky movie.
Yep. So have you guys premiered an episode of a Rocky yet?
Not yet.
Not
It's
yet.
coming.
Okay. And what do you guys discuss about these movies?
We go into some really cool behind the scenes facts, making of the movie, some interesting things that happen that you don't know. Maybe you don't know.
Oh.
We talk about how much the movie made, how much it would have made nowadays.
Favorite
So,
characters?
favorite characters,
Favorite
favorite
scene?
quotes, favorite scenes, favorite
Mm.
death if it has them, and we just
All those good things.
we talk about all the good things.
Awesome. So you're on the Rocky one.
Yes,
And are you guys going to go into Creed as well?
yes, we will go into Creed because you can't talk about Rocky without going into some Creed, a little bit of Michael B. Jordan.
I do like Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan is a phenomenal actor.
Now, speaking of Michael B. Jordan,
Yes,
are you guys going to be doing Sinners at all?
I am heavily pushing for Sinners.
You should.
That is such a good movie.
Because I'd love to hear what you guys can discover about that in the behind the scenes. So you guys do that. And how often do episodes get released?
Every Monday.
Every Monday, like us.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Start off the week with something spooky and then some interesting movie trivia.
All right, sweet. And is he available on all streaming platforms?
He is.
Including YouTube?
Including YouTube.
Oh my gosh. Can you find him on Facebook?
You can, yes.
What's it called?
Just look for the Facebook group, the Chills and Thrills podcast.
Oh, can you find us on Facebook?
You can.
How can you do that?
You look for a Facebook group called the Make Me Believe podcast.
Whoa. And are we on all streaming platforms?
We are as well. My
Including
goodness, you're
YouTube?
asking all these great questions, including YouTube.
Oh my
yes.
gosh. And for those that are listening, we're finally up to date.
Yes, we had a comment the other day. Said, "I lost y'all for a minute. Glad I found y'all." It was just some random listener.
Oh, cool. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry
Didn't mean
about
to lose
that.
you.
Yeah, but glad you're back.
Welcome back.
We missed you.
We had a spot ready for you at the campfire.
Right there. I had a nice seat for you.
Yeah. And it is really cool to see all of the different places where people are streaming, at least on, I don't know if is it all platforms or is it just Spotify?
All platforms except for YouTube.
Okay. So it is really cool to see. We are in a bunch of different countries, and that is super, super cool.
Yes. The
So-
last time, I'm not going to list all the places we are in now.
Because it's a lot.
It is a lot. Last time we were at 15 countries.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we are at 42.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen, if you guys are from those countries and you're listening to this episode, send us some scary stories from your country.
Mm-hmm.
We would love to read them.
Absolutely. I love listener submissions.
I am fascinated by them.
Yes.
So, all right. Well, You can see us tomorrow, Monday,
Yes.
unless it's not tomorrow for you. Monday's tomorrow for us. I don't know where you are in the world listening to this. What day?
So hello again from the past.
Yes, hello. But we release on Mondays. Chills and Thrills is on Mondays. You can get your spooks, your paranormal, your all the things in between that aren't real. And then you can get your Yo Adrian going on the Chills and Thrills.
Yep. There's a love-hate relationship with Rocky and me.
I know, it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
Has he done that to you yet?
Yeah.
Yes. This is why we love you, Connor.
Okay, guys, everybody, thank you so much for listening. It's always fantastic to be here.
Every day, all day.
Every day, all day.
I live here.
Yes, you do.
I do. It's great.
And before we head out, I have a question that me and I would imagine a good majority of the listeners are very interested in knowing.
And you know what I find interesting?
What?
That the listeners already know what I'm going to say.
Do they, though?
They do.
Did they?
They
I don't know,
do.
maybe we can shock them today. All right, you ready?
Go. You can try. Let's
Okay.
go.
All right. Do you believe?
No.
No?
Not even a little bit.
Oh my goodness!
Maybe
That's
next time.
insane. All right. We're still going. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Have a good week.
Bye now.